the person.
Because we
Masks
know
don't
that,
work.
in fact,
Voter
science and
controls are
research is the key
quasi-racist. That's the information she's
set
relying
of tools
upon.
that
So forgive
Canadians
us if we
and, in
don't
fact, all
believe
global
her.
citizens are waiting for. Thank you.
So many people throughout our country that are struggling with this, but there is an end in sight. And this member asked a lot about the end in sight and what the hard date was. Every Canadian will be vaccinated, if they choose to be, by September of this year. And I think that when we use that as our date and we tell people to look forward to that, that's going to motivate people to plan around that. For example, Queen's University in my riding are planning events for the fall based on this information that they know. Does she not see that as a tangible date to be able to tell people to prepare for?
The Honourable Member for Calgary-Nose Hill.
Well, first of all, the government hasn't said that they would lift restrictions once everyone's vaccinated. So I don't know. Number one. Number two, the reality is that most of the vaccines that the government has contracted for are produced in Europe, and Europe is about to impose export restrictions on vaccines. And we are not on the list. We're not on the exemption list as a country. So that's a huge problem. Also, we're 2 million doses short of the vaccine this week. So I actually don't know if September is reasonable. Based on all the projections we've gotten right now, I'd say it's not. That's what I'm talking about. We don't have this information. The government hasn't been transparent. They're not talking about tying vaccines to lifting restrictions. They're not talking about implementing better systems of rapid testing. It's just vague stuff. And we need more information. We need information, we need hard timelines, and we need clear conditions so that people can plan, right? So no. To Marion,
to ask, give colleagues some opportunity to ask questions. Questions et commentaires, questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What really concerns me is that we are in the biggest medical catastrophe in a century, the biggest threat to Canada since the Second World War. And we're being told, don't worry, it's the 𝖈𝖍𝖔𝖗𝖊𝖕 solution, be happy, it'll be okay. By September, everybody will be okay. I have so many small businesses in my riding that won't be around come September.
That's right.
So it'll be tough luck to them. The question I want to ask, though, is the failure to address the vaccine crisis. We knew this was coming. It was the same with our incapacity to deal with PPE. We're being told, don't worry, the Europeans will be nice to us. Well, that doesn't cut it with the new variant strain that they say is going to hit us like a hurricane. Novavax vaccine, not ready for at least 2 months. The NRC plant, still under construction. I'd like to ask my honourable colleague about the absolute failure of this government and this nation to be able to protect its people by seizing the tools that were necessary in what is the biggest medical crisis we've seen to actually take a lead on vaccines rather than hoping that the Europeans will be nice to us. That's not going to cut it when the new variant strain hits.
For Calgary-Nose Hill.
my colleague is absolutely right. The government's vaccine strategy is an abject failure. What people who are watching this want to know is what we're going to do to fix it. And, you know, I just want to say the colleague who asked the question to me is from the New Democratic Party. I've worked with them, with people in the bloc, and we don't agree on everything, but we agree on the fact that we need to do better. And, you know, the government, it's incumbent upon the government to work across party lines and admit this failure. Right? That's the first step to fixing a problem, is admitting the failure, to say it's not okay, it's not 𝖈𝖍𝖔𝖗𝖈. And we need to move forward. So that's what we're all working on here in the House of Commons. And I encourage the government to take these concerns seriously, because we can't be waiting until September for some sort of hope that might never come.
Resuming debate.
We feel that Canada is prepared for a potential COVID-19 outbreak. As provinces and hospitals warn that they are not prepared, action by this government needs to be taken. We know COVID-19 doesn't respect borders, and the list of high-risk countries continues to grow. Is the government prepared to consider expanding vigorous screening measures, mandatory quarantine, and stopping incoming flights from these new areas?